How come some women always look like they've just stepped out of a salon? 4 salon shampoos, 4 salon conditioners. Select your combination for salon beautiful hair.
Bill Pace, top breeder of champion field spaniels.
They're a bunch of happy, healthy dogs. They got good shines to coats. They're full of energy. If you don't have top quality food, then you're not going to be able to produce a top quality dog. I feed Calcan pedigree, and the dogs love it. It's got lots of meaty chunks. I would recommend Calcan, number one, because I've got proven dogs that have done what, other dogs have never done before.
Pedigree dog food, recommended by top breeders.
We're not dealing with your typical slasher-man artist here.
World television premiere.
Oz was mutilated.
One of them is in love. One of them may be a killer. Lonnie Anderson, Joe Penny.
Oh.
A whisper kills Monday. Wednesday, a surprise. A shock.
You should learn to lock your door.
A strange new Hooperman.
I won't hurt you. I just want to feed you.
Then,
She's a psychic. She'll probably be expecting us.
Avoid French fries. Oh!
just in time, right after Hooperman.
Wednesday.
A few words on the performing arts. The new Ford Probe GT, a performance you won't forget.
Because women sweat too, there's Lady Speed Stick Antiperspirant. Wide coverage and speed stick protection that glides on dry. For wetness and odor protection that's hard to beat. But gentle for a woman. Lady Speed Stick. Protects you like a man, treats you like a woman. Now also available in soft lilac and aloe fresh scent. Lady Speed Stick.
I'm here to talk to you about something I normally wouldn't. Dog food, specifically new Grand Gourmet. It's got beefy strips, savory sauce. You know, this looks a lot better than what I had for dinner last night.
New Grand Gourmet, people food for dogs.
Expedition India. Brass from Rajasthan. Jewelry. Madras plaids. The purest cottons. Vibrant silks. Authentic khakis. J.C. Penney went all the way to India to bring India to you. Expedition India. From now until June 4th at J.C. Penney. Come, unearth the treasures.
Of all the things that go bump in the night, there's none so soft as 2-layer soft, angel soft bath tissue.
Tuesday.
Were you and Tony an item? Well, I could tell you where his other tattoo is.
Who's the boss? Then get ready to party.
The boys are coming up the road. How's my makeup?
Just the 10 of us. Then, last year was a big year for the American Comedy Awards.
And to think I almost didn't show up.
And this year's going to be even wilder with some of America's funniest comedians nominated.
Everybody line up, everyone line up.
The American Comedy Awards live. It's all coming up Tuesday. Tonight's movie, Beverly Hills Cop, will continue in a moment.
What's hot and what's not between today's men and women? Dan Aykroyd, Mikhail Baryshnikov, Jane Seymour, Ron Reagan, and Fawn Hall tell all on M&W. Then, find out what you can do now to live longer and feel better. A special edition of 2020, slowing down the clock after M&W Thursday.
This is a TV8 News update.
Good evening. I'm Jonathan Hall. Here are some of the stories we're working on for TV8 News Night Beat. Karen Marinello reports on the state Democratic Convention. It's over, but questions remain about whether Maine's 23 delegates will be seated at the National Convention. Also tonight, we'll introduce you to the newest member of the Maine caribou herd. And how's the weather forecast look, Tony?
I think the first half of tomorrow should be partly cloudy, but we will see some showers by late in the afternoon.
And Jeff Flint has Celtics and Red Sox highlights on Night Beat.
Borowski's Deli Rye and Pumpernickel. Authentic crusty bread for people who appreciate that real deli taste. Borowski's, the better tasting deli breads.
Listen to the great day.
Cut loose. Listen to Cool Chris. A rhythm that you can't miss. Now it's all fresh all day. Come on and listen to the great day. Good time, great taste. Cause fresh all day in my place.
Listen to the great day.
Cut loose.
Bob Dyke, TV8 News, weeknights at 6 and 11.
We continue with Beverly Hills Cop.
I want something round and crisp, buttery tasting, a taste so good, oh, nothing will take its place.
It's not just anyone, it's the only one that'll satisfy me. When I want a cracker, I want a Ritz.
When you want a cracker, one taste comes to mind. Golden buttery Ritz crackers. They're delicious anytime.
When you want a cracker, you want a Ritz.
Thanks, son. Life in the country. Chevy Chase ran after his dream. It caught up with him. On the funny farm.
Mosquito.
And life on the farm was never so funny.
I have good news.
Chevy Chase.
We've decided to stay.
Funny Farm. Rated PG. Starts Friday.
Welcome, everyone. Good Wednesday, or whatever I guess you say happy Wednesday. I don't know. I don't care. But whatever. I hope it's happy and wonderful and good for you. I haven't done a Betty stream in a minute. But damn it. You know, I was trying to I'll explain all that later, but there's a lot to go into this. And really it doesn't seem like much, but there's a lot that goes into this. Really, I got to give a shout out to old Blank Screen. A troll after my own heart. I gotta tell you, dude, when you get a reaction like that as a troll, okay, as a troll, I have to say that when you get a reaction like that, it's so heartwarming. I mean, if what you're trying to do is troll, you know what I mean? What you're trying to do is get that reaction. So when it happens, it's like, oh, yeah. Yes. So Blank screen. Blank screen. You today. Yes. Yes. You. Now, you guys know I like to do reactions. Okay. I haven't watched this yet. I saw a bunch of clip channels clipped it, and I know, yeah, I saw a post from Toast. I got tongue tied there. A post from Toast, and she's gonna lay into this shit tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to. But again, people, I like to do reactions, so I don't even know where the timestamp on this thing is. Okay, I don't even know. We're just gonna go through it and see if we can have a little fun. Okay, folks.
I think at this point, this case has been so dissected that we all, I think.
Yeah, I just fast forwarded to like after she was like stop sharing screen or whatever. So we'll see.
If somebody doesn't know who most likely was, who associated with those people were most likely at this grand jury, hearing, the secret grand jury hearing, then you have been asleep since November. I mean, not to be rude or anything, but if we don't know by now who most likely is on that witness list, then somebody's been asleep at the wheel. Quite frankly, somebody's been asleep at the wheel. So we didn't get the actual indictment yet. It says indictment redacted, but I guess it's just basically saying.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that I could be wrong, but I was watching Emily Baker earlier today. I'm pretty sure she had the indictment. I don't know why she's saying we don't have the indictment, because I'm pretty sure Emily Baker went over the indictment. I mean, now one could argue that the reason why Emily D. Baker was able to get the indictment is because she knows her way around the court and how to get documents, kind of like our friend here claims to be able to know how to do, right? But I digress.
Saying that Brian Kohberger is accused by the grand jury of Latah County by this indictment of crimes, and so he's been indicted on burglary. So the defendant, Brian C. Kohberger, on or about November 13th in Latah County, state of Idaho, did unwillingly.
I'm tripping out because like everybody in my chat right now, all you guys are like naming like literally like every other fucking true crime creator. And they all went over it today. They all had it.
Enter a residence located at 1122 King Road, Moscow, with the intent to commit a felony of murder. Count 2. The defendant, Brian C. Kohberger, remember how it was alleged before? Now it's saying did willfully. They now see the Maddie Mogan, also human being, by stabbing. It says the exact same thing for Xana Kernodle, as well as Ethan Chapman. And it says at the end.
Is she going over her
own? No, I did a video.
Okay, she's gonna go over her own shit. I've done that, so I don't know why.
All right, let's see what I have to say in this video. I remember doing one, but I don't remember. Let's see. Give me just a second. Months ago. Hey guys, I just wanted to tell you today is still Sunday. I hope you guys have watched my morning. If you're on the replay crew and you did not get a notification of my earlier live, please be sure to check your notification bell. And if necessary, please unsubscribe and resubscribe to get your notifications to start. I wanted to let you guys know that, yes, I have made it. I am where I need to be. I'm going to go out and scout the area and see what trouble I can get into today. So if you guys didn't have an opportunity to watch watch the live this morning, we went over a lot of stuff that Ashley Banfield on News Nation has been using as news, and has been actually telling her audience, as well as other news organizations, picking up her story, which has not been verified, has not been corroborated, and is using unreliable sources as her sources for the article or news clip that she is doing. And none of it has been fact-finded. It's just really, really poor reporting.
Fact-finded, y'all.
Opinion,
It's
from a place called News Nation.
None of it's been fact-finded. She never fact-finded her facts, so it's not verifiability. Just so you know, just so you know, okay. Just so you know.
Well, he can't outsmart me because I'm a moron.
What nut?
We also have to remember that Ashley Banfield has been fired from many of her jobs that she has had. And it always makes me wonder, is it because she's been deceptive in her news reporting? Is this more of the same old stuff from Ashley Banfield? If you guys are not familiar with this particular case is the story of 4 University of Idaho students that lived in off-campus housing were slain in their sleep, at least for some of them, on November 13th, between the early morning hours that we have learned are 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m. in the morning. Brian Koberger was arrested for this heinous crime, and since then, the courts, the defense, and the prosecution has done everything that they can to keep the public out of this public trial. So much so, they're not allowing us to see the docket. They're not allowing us to see the dates and times of upcoming court hearings. And this is, in my opinion, a violation of law. And 30 news organizations also believe it's a violation of law and have now sent it up to the appellate court, which I do not believe it's going to pass legal muster. And quite frankly,
I had no idea. This is, I consider me enlightened.
Oi, cunt.
Frankly, this is very concerning to me, so much so that I believe that this judge that is supposed to be fair and understand and know the law has in herself, in her own order, violated that law, making me believe that maybe she is ill-equipped for a trial of this nature. So I
an idiot sandwich. An idiot sandwich.
Prerequisite she has to handle this particular case, and how she was appointed, what her past rulings were, and have those rulings been challenged in the past? And if so, what were the results of those challenges? So she's making a lot of mistakes. I'm very cautious about her as a judge moving forward in this case.
What?
I never like to say that because
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Being a judge is
Seriously,
already hard enough.
What in the
let
shit
alone
are you talking about?
Having a large case that has grabbed and gripped the nation and worldwide attention. And that is exactly what this judge is having to deal with right now. And while she's not wanting to poison or jeopardize the jury pool, the bottom line is the rules are in place for a reason, and there is definitely a less restrictive means to accomplish the same thing. And that is why I truly believe that the higher courts will overturn her ruling and send it back to her to redo the gag order if she chooses any. Like I said, it's February 12th right now.
So how did you like that?
Loved it. I want to ride that horse again sometime. Ooh, yeah.
So I believe this gag order will be lifted on the March 1st timeline if it's not seen before a judge at the higher courts or before her, because the Gonzalez attorneys have already filed a motion to modify the gag order, modify the non-dissemination order from the judge. So I'm just watching the judge's movements. I'm watching how the judge is
welcome to Logic Okie Crime News.
I'm watching how the judge rules in these matters, especially ones that are legal arguments. You know, what judge rules.
She's so proud of herself. Look at.
I'm watching how the judge rules in handling this case. I'm watching how the judge rules in these matters, especially ones that are legal.
Wait a minute.
You know, what is she? How is she handling these legal arguments, and how is she applying the law there in Idaho to those legal arguments? And you know, there's even her as a judge, she only has limited authority on so much she can do, because the law really does dictate what can really be done. And I feel like she overreached in this non-dissemination order. And I don't think it's going to pass legal muster in the Supreme Court of Idaho.
You know what I love, though? I love that she's going over this past stream. Now, I don't know when this stream took place that she's going over, she's watching herself. But what I find really funny is like she's showing off being wrong because the gag order is still in place. Just so you know, this gag order that was placed months ago on the Idaho University slayings. Yeah, the gag order is still in place. And I love how she, you know, the blast from the past Betty here is showing receipts of how wrong she is. True Crime Dime, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Betty's just staring into her own eyes. Creep, exactly. Calamity Jade, I wish I could highlight that. Member for 14 months. Welcome to the hoity-goity. She's so self-serving, star-spangled strangling. Lisa Hunt, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Oh my goodness.
Of Idaho. So I just wanted to touch base with each and every one of you, see how you guys are doing. I just finally got done with my drive, my very, very long drive, and I am situated where I need to be situated. So I hope to see you guys soon. Tomorrow morning, we're going to go ahead and run our normal live. However, it may get started much earlier in the morning, probably around.
For those of you who don't know, this is Betty's like up here just watching herself. Okay, so the live that she streamed today, this live from back in the day. So those of you going, she's going to Idaho. She already went to Idaho. This is an old stream. But yeah.
6 because I need to be where I need to be by about 8 to 8:15 in the morning. Anyways, guys, please let me know your thoughts and comments on Ashley Banfield, what your thoughts and comments are on this whole non-dissemination order that has been issued by the the judge in this matter, and what you think about the reporter, the news stations, 30 of them. And it may be people maybe, or news organizations may be adding too, but some 30 news organizations have filed an appeal with the Supreme Court of Idaho related to this matter. It's starting to get a little sticky. I'm really hoping that we can just start getting.
It's getting sticky.
So how did you like that?
Loved it. I want to ride that horse again sometime. Ooh, yeah.
TikTok, to Instagram, to Twitter, to YouTube, to Facebook. I do see a lot of misinformation going around, and it's almost as if we're rewinding the clock and talking about some of the cases that have been fully fact-finded.
Jesus, Betty, come on now.
And
hey,
here we go again.
Betty,
it's just not fair.
Disgusting.
To the public. It's not fair because again,
like that hotel's going to have to change their sheets, bro. They're going to have to burn the mattress.
Being violated here. Just take note. I'm saying that I believe if this case goes forward in the appellate branch of our judicial system, it's not going to fly. The judge is going to have a big hill to climb in explaining why there's nothing less restrictive than this, and she's not going to be able to do it. So with that, guys, I just want to tell you guys, God bless each and every one of you. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe. And don't forget your homework.
She's so pleased with
your
herself.
Last day before the week starts.
Shut the fuck up.
Be a good neighbor. 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 Neighbor. Be a good neighbor. Be a good neighbor. Be a good neighbor.
Jesus, Betty.
So there you go. Okay, couple things. Almost everything that I talked to you guys about 3 months ago. You know, the only thing
You were wrong 3 months ago. You were wrong 3 months ago.
Was jurisdiction.
Jurisdiction.
Because I assumed
wow.
that the urgency was there. I thought the urgency was there.
Did you?
Right?
But you were wrong.
And as long as the urgency is there, you can skip over a couple processes and go straight to the Supreme Court.
Wow. That's really enlightening.
That was 3 months ago. And what did I say? Less restrictive means. What was in the judge's opinion? Less restrictive means. There was a lot of stuff that we just said in there that was in that Supreme Court's opinion. And we did that video 3 months ago. 3 months ago.
Stop it. Get some help.
And then this lady, this judge, this magistrate judge, Megan Marshall, let's Judge John deal with all the other orders. I can prove it. Let's look again. Let's look again. Let's look again.
Wow.
Shoot. Fucking shoot.
Let's look again. Let's make sure that we got the facts down correctly. We don't want those haters.
We got to make sure.
Right? We don't want those haters in the back being all butthurt because I made a mistake on something, right? So here is the order denying the motion to reconsider. Order 516.
Right.
516.
And nobody interjected. Nobody overturned her ruling. all of that talk that you were saying 3 months ago. Well, you were wrong. And you're sitting here like acting like you weren't, but like we all heard you. You played it. You dummy. Like, seriously.
I'm wondering, was it before or after the indictment? Because it's my understanding after the indictment, I don't.
Well, there's dates on the filings, bro. You know, because that's what?
Think she presided to be able to put her name on this, but I digress. That's a legal argument that neither plaintiff nor defendant's gonna bring up.
Good job.
What do we have
Way to go.
over here? That's
What do we have over
grand
here?
jury. This is. We go to the 2 orders. That's one.
Any day, Betty. You got it yet? Are we there? We good? No? No? Okay.
Okay. So here we go. I'm
There we
going to go through here.
All right. She's going to go through there. No? No?
Okay.
Hey, what?
Let's share this.
You got it or no?
So there is
There we go.
Order.
All right.
For the arraignment. Judge John. Judge. This is going to be a tongue tire. This is going to. It's right there.
Oh my God! It's gonna be a tongue tire, y'all. To say judge, to say the same word twice. I don't know if I can handle that.
Well, he can't outsmart me because I'm a moron.
You big dummy.
All right. So he's presiding over the arraignment in district court. So we've got that. What do we have here? So now we are asking, now they've got something going to the grand jury. Order sealing the witness list by
what?
John Judge.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Okay, so it was on the 17th. So it must have changed hands on the 17th. But she just had to. Absolutely freaking had to.
Had to what?
Sign this order without a hearing.
You don't need to have a hearing.
Without a hearing. They didn't have a hearing.
You don't need to have a hearing, bro.
And here she is yet again signing an order without any type of hearing.
Wow.
on this doubling down on her non-dissemination order that she said was going to be actually, let's look at that order.
Wow. Let's look at that order.
Boo! You suck!
Wow, really? Okay, yeah.
So on her amended, let me open up the original. I want to open up the original too. Hold on a second.
I'm gonna open up the original. One of these days, Betty. We're all waiting. Oh my God. Got it? No? Still nothing. Okay, got it. Still nothing? Okay.
All right. So her amended one, she states attorneys. Let's just read the whole thing so we don't miss anything.
Oh my God.
There's a balance between protecting the rights of a fair trial and all parties involved, and the rights to free expression as afforded under both the United States and the Idaho Constitution to preserve the rights to a fair trial.
No. Wait.
Of dissemination of information in the case is necessary and authorized under law. Therefore, based upon the stipulation of the parties and with good cause, I don't know how she has good cause. They didn't even have a hearing. The attorneys for any interested parties in the case, including prosecuting attorneys, defense attorneys,
That was hard footage of Betty to get right there, folks.
Attorney representing a witness, victim's family, as well as parties to the above entitled action, including but not limited to investigators, law, blah, 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 may not,
This is riveting.
are prohibited from making extrajudicial statements. This is extrajudicial statements, written or oral, concerning the case, except with additional comments. A quotation from reference to an official record, so they can make comments about official record. That's it. The order specifically prohibits any statements which person would public community evidence regarding
Blah, blah, blah. Shut up.
first as trial covered violation and otherwise. That is a very strong amended non-dissemination order.
You mean it's thorough?
They have
Wow.
to do something with this order.
Wow.
This Meghan Marshall is a freaking joke. She has nothing supporting this. And she even has an opinion from the Supreme Court. Like, this is bad. This is so unprofessional. This is so unprofessional. This is so unprofessional that I don't even know what to say. It puts a bad taste in my mouth. Clearly, she doesn't care. She doesn't care about why she's at that on a judge to begin with. It's about, following the law, which she clearly doesn't know how to do. So
because you
I wish the best for the media. They will be successful. This court is just giving them a run for their money, and I think that's despicable. I think that is despicable. You're violating somebody's rights in an effort to protect. No, you have to balance both. You have to balance both, and she obviously can't walk and chew gum.
The irony of this is, that, like, if that this gag order exists only because of idiots like you. You know that, right? Idiots like you, idiots like Harsh Reality, people who just are constantly looking into this case and trying to find anything that they can to spin it and create rumors and spin rumors for clickbait. And I mean, that's the reason why there's a gag order. I mean, it's because of idiots like you, because you don't follow the law when it comes to how you go about getting your information. People like you are the worst when it comes to this shit. Like, if you don't want gag orders and things of that nature, and you don't want a judge to step in and do these unconventional yet seemingly necessary things because of people like you, well, then be more ethical. What the fuck? I don't know why that's so hard.
Stop breaking the law, asshole!
Thank you, Jim. Jesus Christ.
So that's my commentary for all of this stuff just coming out. Please come back tomorrow morning from 6:30 to 8:30, where we have Coffee Club, and discuss all types of information. This morning we were on there extensively about two major cases. One was the Brian Kohberger case, which we were breaking while we were live, that the indictment, that there was a grand jury, a secret grand jury, and Brian is now fully indicted on the charges, and he has now been officially accused of the charges, and he will be facing his arraignment on Monday at 9 a.m. at the district courthouse. I'm still uncertain about the two other hearings, one at 10 and one at 11, that were pertaining.
All right, get the fuck out of here. Shut the fuck up. All right.
These four, the loss of these four, good morning, Steffers, the loss of these four have affected the people, their families, their friends, their communities, multiple communities, not just the Moscow communities. All these kids came from different areas. Every last one of them came from different areas.
Oh, look who's there. Hold on.
Blank screen.
Wait. There he is.
Blank
there
screen.
He is.
Go find something to do and quit stalking people. Quit breaking the law. Quit being a felon. Okay? Nobody wants you here. Go away. Don't come back another day. You know I'm going to be filing charges with the FBI against you. Like I've literally had. You're stalking me. Constant stalking and harassing me is coming to an end. Believe that. And as a matter of fact, today's going to be the day.
Ooh.
I'm going to go down to the Sarasota FBI and I'm going to bring all of this to them. I am done with your...
You serious?
Your shenanigans. I'm done with you stalking me. I'm done with all your emails. I'm done with I'm done with it all. Nobody deserves to live like that. Nobody. If you don't like me, stay the fuck off my channel. It's pretty simple. Bye. Excuse my language, guys.
Excuse my language.
Excuse my language. But you don't understand. That person is truly stalking me. And it's starting to get really scary. And I'm starting to fear for my life.
You're lying. And you're a piece of shit.
And you guys have no idea what that feels like.
No.
So, I'm done. I'm going to the sheriff's department today. I will record it all. I'm done.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, and I don't mean to cuss, but I'm tired of being I'm a human being. I don't deserve to be stalked and harassed.
Wait a minute.
You know?
Who are you?
For two years. 2 years. And this person is getting more and more out of control. They literally post about me every day. They think of me morning, noon, and night. They are mentally ill. I don't know who they are, but they are severely mentally ill, and I don't deserve it. And I'm not going to stay quiet. I'm not going to act like it's not going on. We all have seen it going on here. And I actually, you know, as a matter of fact, I think it's time for us to all start writing. I'll get you guys. I want to screen capture everything. I want the URLs for that blank screen. We're gonna start writing the legal department at YouTube as well. I've absolutely had it. I don't care who they are, they deserve to be in jail. Instead of you worrying about me and what I'm doing, why don't you worry about the crimes you are committing and actively committing?
Okay. How are you talking about people breaking the law and committing crimes? Like, you realize that this is what you do constantly, and you just hide behind the First Amendment to be able to do what you do. But what's really funny is most of the time, there's times where you are violating, you're breaking the law. You have just been let go by law enforcement because they just prefer to not even martyr you, or they don't even want to put through anything, put themselves through anything, or waste resources just to get you in a court where the judge is most likely going to be like, just get the fuck out of here and don't come back to my town. They know you're going to leave town. They know you don't live there. So that's probably why they don't arrest you. And then you have the nerve to talk to people about committing crimes when you're clearly a criminal, which I think is fucking hilarious.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
Let him know, Ice. Let her know, Ice. Exactly. Exactly. Good point, makeup mobster. Blank screen isn't standing outside of her house. Like, I love that shit.
You don't know that. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Let's see what that says. Oh my goodness, it's the internet and anyone can come in a public chat. BHB, please understand. YouTube, it's public. No threats were given. Exactly. So who's your hippie Denise? Who's your hippie Denise? We love you for making such a simple yet very clear and concise comment. Precise comment. Who's your hippie Denise? We love you. Well done. Well done.
Stalking me. Okay? And until you have that experience of being stalked everywhere you go.
You mean like what you did to Don Wells while you were in Rogersville? You mean like that? God, you suck. Terrible. Terrible person.
Don't tell me anything. because you're not experiencing what I'm experiencing. And as a matter of fact, you can go.
Oh, so we're gonna boot the person. So we're gonna boot the person who is a supporter of yours and is merely pointing out, hey, relax. This person who's your hippie was like, hey, it's the internet. Basically saying, if you're in here, you're subject to criticism. It just is what it is. Learn to have some thick skin. It happens. This is what you're supposed to do. Part of it is knowing that people are going to criticize you and deal with it, handle it. Unreal.
I'm over it. Like literally over it. You guys think I'm about clicks and views? I could care less about my subscribers.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
The people that love me come here and see me every single day.
You totally care about your subscriber count. What are you talking about?
They support this channel every single day. I don't care whether I have
the person who you just booted probably supports your channel every single day. Like, where's your gratitude for your supporters? They can't speak their mind. They can't just let you know, hey, because that person wasn't being an asshole. That person was just being like, dude, for your own mental health, fucking relax. You know, like, do yourself a favor and don't let that shit bother you.
10,000 or 25,000. We had 10,000 views yesterday. Okay, it doesn't matter if I only had 2,000 subscribers.
What the fuck are you talking about, lady? We had 10,000 views yesterday, and it doesn't matter if we had 2,000 subscribers. So this is basically her admitting that the hate views, she's all about. She's fine with that. She doesn't give a fuck about people subscribing to her channel because she wants to make a difference and she wants to create awareness when it comes to the advocacy of children. She doesn't want anything, nothing like that. That's not important. As long as she gets the views, because the views are what matter. Okay, Betty.
You're a little cunt.
We had 10,000 views
That was
yesterday.
rough. Calm down there, Kristen Wiig.
So nothing's going on with my account despite what the hate channels are saying, and we're not going to keep giving them power. Thank you, Southern Granny Wolf. We're taking the power back. We're taking our power back. We are definitely doing that.
Taking our power back.
And these people are playing around until they get sued, and they are getting sued.
Oh,
and believe me, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. The reason why this is getting all chaotic is because people are getting their just desserts. And all my preachers, you might want to mute your sound, because I'm going ghetto. That is exactly what I'm doing, because I'm going to tell these people right now, here, this right here, you gonna get paid. I can get out down in those gutters too.
Uh-oh. I'm getting nervous.
No. Wait.
Little girl or boy.
Or whatever. Or it.
Let me tell y'all something. You ain't got to ever worry about getting nobody back for some shit they done did to you. Cause quiet as it's kept.
She always plays that clip, but it's like she always plays it when she's talking about taking revenge on someone. I mean, but she's missing the whole point of the clip that she's sharing.
Everybody working get paid. Let me break that down so you understand what I mean.
Please. So
everybody working getting paid. See, some of you motherfuckers don't even know that you working. But payday comes after a while, bitch. You being messy, you're working. You gossiping about people, you're working. You stealing, lying, cheating, or just all around doing some fuck shit, you're working. And payday fucking that.
Look at, she's so bitter too. Like
I'm seriously
she's so
like
angry
over the
like
BS.
You can tell that when she plays that clip, like she fancies herself, like she's like picturing herself in like Grease 2. You know what? I'm gonna tell you how I feel, but I'm gonna do it in a song. Hit me. And then like all of a sudden there's choreography and shit, and everybody's just fucking, singing how they're gonna go bowling tonight. You know what I mean? Like what is going on in this delusional person's head?
Yes. Like seriously over it.
She's over it, y'all, in case you didn't hear it the first 10 times. She's seriously over it. Seriously?
You have reached the Tampa field office of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. This is an emergency. Please hang up now. Dial 911. Please listen carefully to our menu. If you are a law enforcement officer or are calling to report a bank robbery or kidnapping, press 1 now.
I gotta hear the
If you are calling for media information, press 2.
Look at her face, like she's so serious. She's so serious right now. I love that shit. And like I wonder if there's even a option for what she's trying to report.
Now, to file a complaint, report a possible federal crime or suspicious activity, please press 3 now.
Oh,
Your call is being transferred.
this is suspicious activity, y'all.
Please wait on the line. Hello. Thank you for calling the FBI. This is not a 911 service for taking emergency calls. For emergencies, please call 911. Si usted desea escuchar este mensaje en español, por favor oprima el número 1.
El número 1.
If you or someone you know are having thoughts of suicide, experiencing a mental health crisis or seeking mental health resources, press 1.
Now, I find that really interesting because right there, the option said that if you are having thoughts of suicide and you need resources that can help with thoughts of suicide, please press whatever option they said, which means that she's taking up those resources right now, being on the phone with this bullshit.
You're a magnificent cunt.
In a few moments,
See, now that's some
you will be
bullshit.
connected to an operator. This call is recorded for quality assurance, investigative, or other purposes. If you do not wish to be recorded, please press 1 to learn how to submit a tip online. After the instructions are provided, your call will be disconnected.
Like, still, are we waiting for?
Some states have passed red flag laws that restrict individuals from having firearms based on the belief they are a danger to themselves or others. Your local law enforcement agency may have more information on these laws.
Are we still
During
waiting?
this
No?
call, you will be asked to provide identifying information about yourself and or the persons about whom you are calling. We use this information to assist in investigating your tip. You do not have to provide your name or other personal information. However, the lack of information may delay or hurt our ability to investigate your tip. Any information you can provide may be used for authorized purposes. To report a tip on an FBI case currently highlighted in the news, press 1. To report a tip about a threat to human life, serious bodily injury, significant violent action, or threat to national security, press 2. To report suspicious email.
I love that none of the options apply. Did you think that maybe, Betty, that since none of the options apply, that blank screen is operating perfectly within the boundaries of the law? Did that ever, possibly ever occur to you? Ever? No?
You big dummy.
Hacked email, internet scams, or ID theft, press 3. To report mortgage fraud, press 4. To report telemarketing fraud, gift card fraud, identity theft, or unfair or fraudulent business practices, press 5. If you're calling about any other issue, press 6. To repeat this menu, please provide the zip code of the area you are calling from now.
She dials like an old grandma.
One moment while I transfer you to the next available representative. Your call will now be recorded.
Oh, I think we're getting through.
Thank you for calling the FBI. May I have your first and last name, please?
Sure. My first and last name is Andra, Andra, Griffin, Griffin.
Right there, the cop's like, fuck. God damn it, dude. Why did I have to come into work today? Dude, hello. Wow. Wow. Okay. So I guess. So I guess she's muted. She's like, I have a guy or a girl or an it named blank screen, and they keep going into my chat, and they're saying stuff like that I grift money, even though I do, but that's my right because this is my job, because I'm a worker. I'm a journalist, gonzo journalist, but I'm doing my job. I'm out there and I'm complaining about the cold, but I'm working. I'm working. Katie, welcome to Logic. And I'm tired. I'm sick and tired of people harassing me and not letting me harass people in peace. I don't understand why I can't harass people without being harassed. It just doesn't make any sense. And so I'm calling the FBI because, I back the blue. And now the FBI guy's like, yeah, I'm sorry, but what's the problem? I don't understand what the issue is. Did you try calling your mom and complaining to her, or no? Okay. I mean, I just don't understand why I can't just be a public person, a public figure, and people just won't stop harassing me. I'm tired of being cyber stalked by having an open chat and people saying things that I don't like. And it's my First Amendment right
to bitch and moan about people exercising their First Amendment rights. Don't you understand? I need help.
Boo, you suck.
I need help.
Where do you get these fucking idiots, huh? Where do you get them?
So let me get this straight. So what you do is you show up to people's house and or their job, and you yell through a bullhorn, and disturb the peace of anyone that's within earshot of whatever you're doing. Is that am I getting that straight?
Well, yeah, but
oh, well, here's some advice for you.
Stop breaking the law, asshole!
Like, I can't wait to find out what this law enforcement officer ends up telling her. Like, I can't wait. Meanwhile, we're still waiting. Still waiting. Now, mind you, while all this is going on, you saw how long she was on hold there, which I find very interesting. Somebody who really needs help is on hold because she is tying up a phone line talking to an agent with a job whose job entails helping people who actually need help. So in the meantime, while all this bullshit is happening, while she is sitting there explaining away this moronic bullshit that she's going through, or that she's claiming to be going through, well, somebody probably really needs help, because it's the FBI. It's not even a local police station. I mean, it's the FBI. So who knows? Somebody might have seen Summer Wells and is trying to call in. Somebody might have very, very important, damning information in regards to the Idaho University slayings and trying to call in. Like, this woman is killing me.
Oi, cunt.
Jeez. She's still like, right now she's just complaining. I don't know what else to do. All I do is just sit on the internet and spread misinformation and guilt my audience into giving me money to advocate for children that I do at Trump rallies throwing white power symbols. Why can't I just do that in peace? I don't understand. Please help me, FBI man. Please help me, FBI man. Please help me, agent of agency that I believe tried to frame Donald Trump. Please. I'm going to these rallies to talk shit about you, but I need your help. Help me.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women. and sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
It does. It does, Ice. Let him know. She's still sitting there.
Well, is there, other resources that you can refer me to whose time and efforts I can waste? Is there anybody who gives a fuck about my Karening? Please?
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Idiot sandwich!
I mean, dude, and she's still going. This is killing me. This is still going on. I'm so glad I have my fucking pen. Jesus Christ, there's no way I could do this without being high. I swear to God. It's been a long time since I've covered Betty, man. There's I'm just remembering, man. Oh, there's just no way I could do this without being high. Thank goodness.
I feel like a slice of butter melting on top of a big old pile of flapjacks. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, the new coffee maker is working okay. I mean, I just got like the cheapest one, but I love this. I mean, dude, who knows? Like, there could be somebody, like, for all we know, and I realize the chances of this are astronomical at best, right? But right now, Summer Wells could have gotten a hold of a phone and been like, I'm missing, and I just got to a phone. Help. Like, pick any missing person out of a hat. And right now, while she's doing that, one of them could have gotten to a phone and they're sitting on hold thanks to this person right here. SW Southwest 4x4 Explorers. Thank you so much, Will. You have a great sense of humor. Love it. I love you. I have a not so secret crush on you. You are my spirit animal. Spirit animal. I've never been anybody's spirit animal before. Thank you so much. Blank Screen's mom is in the house. Blank Screen's mom is in the house. Dude, let me tell you right now, since you're in my chat, listen, your son or daughter or it or whatever is running amok on these YouTube streets. I'm going to need you to get a hold of your child, okay? Because this behavior is unacceptable. Get it together because you failed. You failed, Blank Screen's mom. You failed. How dare you raise somebody who's going to call somebody out on their bullshit and have fun doing it? How dare you? Like, dude, I haven't even paused this. She's just still like just tying up that FBI phone line. Still just Blank Screen 25. Oh my God, there's so many. Thank you so much. I've not been here in a minute. I've missed your Betty streams, and this one was worth waiting for. Hopefully Betty unmutes herself sometime. Yeah, that would be fun. But I think it's funny because she's showing off that she called. Like, why is she live doing this if she's got it muted? Why not just mute when you're giving information? Like, where's the flex here? I don't understand. And thank you, Blank Screen 25. Where is the flex here? I don't get it. If she's flexing, flex. You know what I mean? Where's the flex on this flex? You know, you're on the phone with the FBI. Like, let everybody know what you're saying. You know? I don't understand. So, if I had to guess, though, okay, if I had to guess, I'd say that they're talking in circles. That this man is going, okay, he's got the information. Okay, did this person threaten you in any way? No. Did this person show up to your house? No. Did this person say that they have your address? No. Did this person contact any member of your family? No. Well, unfortunately, that doesn't constitute as cyber stalking or cyber bullying. So there's nothing I can really do. But, let me tell you my story again. And then went over the whole thing again. Okay, yes, ma'am, I understand. Yes, absolutely. I totally understand. But unfortunately, there's really nothing that I can do about that, or the FBI can do anything about that. My suggestion is if they show up, call your local law enforcement agency, whatever, blah, 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 blah. You know that this is this is what's happening right now. Like, you know that this is what's happening. So, I mean, and the fact that she's muted, like, we know that she's probably not going to say anything truthful. Exactly, Chronicles of the Shady. We just know that that's unlikely going to happen. And right now, like, dude, right now, she's either on hold again, or the dude is explaining the same thing to her for like the third time. Guaranteed. Yeah, man. Dude, I gotta be honest with y'all. I don't know. I know that there's some shit going on with Dolly Vision and his soap, and I honestly don't even know what's happening with that. I was busy covering the Letitia Stalk trial, and then one thing happened, and then another thing happened, and then another thing happened, and then there's Unirock, and then there's this, and I'm just like, I don't even fucking know what's happening. So yeah, I'm not getting in that shit because I don't know any of the details. I don't have any fucking idea. And where the fuck did she go? Like, Betty, where did you go? Oh my God. Okay, she's back. But she's still on the goddamn phone. Okay. So, yeah, I'm just going to make conversation with the chat while we wait for this shit. Like so all right. So Makeup Mouse says Unirock is being sued by JLR. How can JLR sue anybody? Isn't he not allowed to sue anybody, or there's some stipulation? I wish JLR would try to fucking sue me. I wish. But I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of Unirock, if I'm being completely honest. Not to start any shit or whatever. I mean, he can talk all the shit he wants after I, say what I say, but I'm not a big fan. Like, you know how you could just kind of like, you know how you could just, after a while, you just kind of smell a simp. You know what I mean? I smell simp on Uni Rock. I'm like, it smells like simp. Just kind of, you know. I mean, this is what happened. All right, I'll give you. I'll tell you guys what I saw. This is why I haven't paid that dude no fucking mind at all. He keeps talking about MGL. Like, he said nice things, you know, in his stream one time about me because JLR doxed my family and whatever. It's what he does, you know, and he was like, oh, he doxed the glare too. Okay, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, cool. And then like a couple of lives later, it wasn't even like a week, but a couple of streams later, oh wait.
Now,
let me finish this thought. A couple of streams later, I watched, he was reviewing Mallory, I think it was, right? He was reviewing Mallory. And like totally just basically dragging her, right? And then Mallory does like a super, like a very simple but very easy power move. Like, I will give Mallory, I've reviewed Mallory. I don't like Mallory. I think Mallory's completely full of shit, but she's at least, well, to say she's full of shit, probably not the best thing to say based on what I'm saying now. Is she's at least kind of honest, you know, to some degree, you know, and she knows she could spot bullshit. She's a bullshitter. She's like, you know, she's totally the embodiment of you can't bullshit a bullshitter. That's the impression I got from Mallory. And so she does this power move while she's being dragged by Unirock. She super chats him $20, right? I saw this shit with my own fucking eyes, okay? I saw this shit with my own eyes. I shared the link with a couple of people and was like, yo, rewind a couple of minutes, because this was happening in real time. This was happening live. So, and I was about to like be like, yo, what's up? Because he said these nice things a couple of lives prior about me, right? And then I was about to do that, and then I saw that shit, and I was just like, what the fuck? Because as soon as she sent that super chat, which is it was smooth as fuck, basically. All right, you know, let's see what this fool's all about. And she totally just showed what he was all about. Because as soon as she super chatted him, he switched his tune. And then he starts, you know, oh, well, yeah, well, it's just good fun and blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, it was amazing. It was like Mallory took a $20 bill, right? Licked the edge and then sliced his nuts off. It was totally what happened, and I watched it happen in real time. I was like, wow, this dude. I was like, this dude. And then after that, I didn't pay this dude any attention at all whatsoever.
Oh, I've had it. Okay. So we'll be moving down this road. We'll be moving down this road. And I didn't want to do it. I just want to make sure that everybody understands that I did not want to go this route, because I didn't want to have to go real life.
So what was the wait. You didn't want to have to go real life? Are you serious? You didn't want to have to go real life.
You're lying. And you're a piece of shit.
I did. But enough's enough. You guys have watched what I have endured. You guys have watched what I endured for the last 2 years.
Endured.
And I don't have to put up with this. And you know what he just said? He's just told me you did the right thing in making the first step and reaching out to us.
Okay. See, that's very telling. Those of us who actually follow cases and then we kind of put things together more or less, that's very telling. Because what that indicates to me is that she spoke to this FBI guy and got zilch. So she's cherry picking the positive to flex as to what happened in that conversation. But what's very telling about that is that she's got nothing. Basically, you did the right thing by calling and putting it on record, basically, that you're having concerns. But we can't do shit. Laws haven't been broken. But you did the right thing by letting us know, just in case. So you keep letting us know in case something else happens. Okay? Make sure. Don't bother. But I don't want to tie up the phone lines. You know she didn't say that. But, I mean, that was just a big fucking fail. You did the right thing, but there's nothing we can do. So...
That's what he just told me.
She's so pleased with herself. Look at that.
I'm done. I'm literally freaking done.
I'm done. I'm literally
You
freaking.
know?
How many times have you literally
And
been?
I don't know what.
How many times have you literally been freaking done? Like,
what else to say. I don't do this to other people.
What? What?
Me covering true crime and going around this country isn't affecting anybody else.
Wait.
It's not.
It's absolutely affecting other people. Tell that to Don Wells. Tell that to Don Wells. Don Wells at this point, who there's no evidence against, whether you like the guy or not, irrelevant. I don't give a fuck what your feelings are about the guy. There's no way, and I will fucking debate you all day. There is no fucking evidence to indicate that Don Wells did anything or had anything to do with Summer's disappearance. There's zero evidence of this. And like I said, I will debate anybody the fuck all day. Anybody. Show me evidence that this dude had anything to do. Show me even an indication. There's not even an indication. What? Because he fucking said one thing and then said another that has hardly any impact or makes any difference as far as the case goes? The guy's a fucking drunk. The guy just got out of jail for violating his probation for being drunk and driving and carrying a gun. And if you're sitting there thinking, oh, well, you know, he's carrying a gun, that must mean he's violent. No, it doesn't. It means he's from fucking Tennessee. Everybody in Tennessee carries a gun. Doesn't mean anything. And now this guy can't get a job anywhere locally because of these idiots, because of her, Molly Golightly, Chronicles of Olivia, and Jonathan Lee Riches. Directly because of those four people. These people are like, I don't want that fucking kind of trouble in at my job sites. And you cannot blame someone for not hiring him. Because they just want to get the job done and get the fuck out of there. They don't want drama in the workplace. They want to, okay, you want us to do this kind of work on this site? All right, well, it's going to cost this much money and you'll have it done by this time. What happens is if there's a risk of these assholes showing up, well, then that's going to fuck with the productivity. That's going to fuck with the deadline. So if there's the chance of that, that would be irresponsible of a supervisor to even hire somebody who's going to bring that shit to their site. It's common sense. So this guy being such a fucking terrible father, he had his kids taken away from him for whatever fucking reason. But, you know, let's just fucking make sure that he never ever does the right thing to try to redeem himself and get his kids back and be a productive parent. Where the first step in that is to be able to have a job where this guy, what he does is drywall, from what I understand. And drywall is a skill. And it's a skill that if you've been doing it for years, that's your bread and butter. That's your food on your table. Because if you know how to do it and you're good at it, you'll always find work because there's always development. There's always development, whether it's commercial, whether it's residential, doesn't fucking matter. But if you're damn good at your job and you're reliable, you will get work and you will put food on your table. It's just that simple. And now this guy can't even it's just so frustrating.
It's not affecting them. We're not over there on their channels causing havoc. We're not stalking them. We're not sending people literally out to their locations.
I mean, but this is the irony, because Blank Screen, even though, you know, he's a joker or she's a joker or whoever, or it's a joker, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because what they're doing is in Blank Screen's own creative little way, just like in my own creative little way, just like in Toast's creative little way, what we're doing is we are actually advocating for these victims. Now, that might not even be the reason for why they do it. The reason might just be you're an asshole and it's fun to review you. Simple. It's justified because you're an asshole. I mean, there's no denying that. It's justified because you're an asshole, whether they're doing it because they want to actually advocate for victims or because they just want to point out the fact that you're an asshole and it makes for good content. It's still fair use. And they're still operating within the boundaries of the law. We all are. So it doesn't matter that you're not showing up. And this is this is also very telling, because what this tells me is that if you had their information, you would be showing up at their house or calling the cops and going real life and having the cops show up to their house. Because here you are sitting here talking about, well, I don't go real life. I never go real life. It pains me to have to go real life. No, it doesn't, because Frank Crude AF was simply just doing what he does and reviewing your content and pointing out your inconsistencies and your bullshit. And you couldn't handle the criticism, so you went real life on him, proving that you'll go real life on anyone who crosses you if you can. I mean, I don't know who you're trying to fool. Do you not realize that exactly what do you not realize that what you're saying you don't do has already taken place, that you've already done it numerous times to different people? You doxed other people thinking that they were burnt toast. You doxed people that Burnt Toast associates with. And make no mistake, we know that Burnt Toast is not married to Monty. We know that this is just all wrong. That's just a bunch of bullshit that these people made up because Monty's wife or ex-wife managed to end up on a stream and discussed it. Clearly not Burnt Toast. So you were wrong there, and yet you still doxed this guy and his family. And we know it was because you don't like the association. You were trying to flex and say that anybody who associates with this person who keeps pissing me off, I'm going after them too. That was the message you sent. But it didn't intimidate anybody. And it's not going to intimidate anybody.
Where do you get these fucking idiots, huh? Where do you get them?
You know, enough's enough. 2 freaking years of this shit. I'm done.
2 fucking years of you.
Get it?
2 fucking years of you harassing people. Now, in all fairness, because I want to be clear, I have not. My issue with Bullhorn Betty has always been how she harasses potential victims. And victims even being members of an accused person's family, because they didn't do anything. Just because they happen to be related, it doesn't give these people like her or JLR the right to go after them and start looking up where they live and filming their house. That shit is not okay. And you sit here and say, oh, well, it's because it's freedom of speech. It's my First Amendment right. I mean, and you'll say that on one side of your mouth, and then out of the other side of your mouth, you'll sit here like you are now talking about, I don't do that, indicating that you know it's wrong, but you do it. I mean,
I'm done.
She's done, folks.
Leave me the hell alone. Quit reaching out to me. Quit stalking me. Quit being obsessed with me. Move on with your life. 2 years.
Now, like I was going to say, I haven't been reviewing her because she hasn't been doing the things that I normally call her out on. But this was just, it had to be done because she literally wasted resources again. Someone who is claiming to be an advocate for victims, and yet she's not considering any victim, any potential victim that could be calling that line that she called with her bullshit that the rest of us can handle. Because as a YouTube creator, I realize that I am subject to criticism. I understand this. People make videos about me. I'm fine with it. Doesn't bother me. And even if it did bother me, I'd still have the understanding of, well, you know what? I'm a YouTube creator. It's going to happen. Whether I like it or not, it's going to happen. I didn't even get upset when JLR doxed me. It's what I expect these people to do. I'm not completely stupid. I know that if I engage in the content that I'm engaging in, I'm probably going to get I'm going to piss someone off to the point to where they want to go real life on me. I take that risk. I get it. It doesn't justify them doing it. I'm just saying I don't get mad about it. Now, I will take the proper steps to deal with it if I feel that there is a threat. But that's another reason why I don't get upset about it. The way I look at it is, hey, if it happens, I'll deal with it. But I'm not going to live in fear that this person might try to intimidate me and show up at my house with a bullhorn like Brian Enton's scared of, you know, I'm not gonna know. As long as this person thinks that what she's doing is okay and continues to do it, I'm going to continue to expose it. I mean, and that's just my explanation. As far as when it comes to crime cases, that's where it goes for me. But this is, I mean, and another reason why I wanted to discuss this was because I haven't even been talking about Betty. I've been occupied with other things, and I haven't even done a stream on her in God knows how long. Because, like I said, she hasn't been engaging. She's just been being an idiot and talking about cases like she knows about cases but doesn't know about cases. If I wanted to, I could make content. I did for so long. If I wanted to, I could just take any fucking live stream out of a hat and review it. And it'll make for content. I didn't even know that the stream that I was doing before, it was the wrong stream. I didn't even know it wasn't this one because I didn't even watch this yet. I just assumed it was the other one. She streamed twice today. But I went through that whole other one and I still found content to create out of it. Because this person never fails to sound like a complete and utter fucking moron. But I could do that every time I go live, you know, but that's just not exactly what I do, because what I really care about is how she's affecting cases that this community is passionate about as far as getting justice for those victims. That bugs the shit out of me, so I'll review her usually when it comes to that. But this right here, I got to tell you, Betty, if you're listening, like I said, I was just going to leave you alone, but you proved with these antics today that every time anybody reviews you, it's justified. Anytime anybody reviews you for anything, it's absolutely fucking justified. Because even still, this pertains to crime cases. Because you tied up, how long was I sitting here just trying to make you being muted and wasting resources from the FBI and making that funny? That's, I mean, and that's not even a joke. That's the FBI. Like, if there's not enough help in a local case, the local law enforcement agencies will reach out to the FBI to help. And it's so ironic because here you are, the FBI, the FBI went after Trump, and you're this huge Trump supporter. And I'm not trying to get all political or nothing. I'm just pointing out the hypocrisy here. I'm not expressing one opinion or the other. I'm just saying it's pretty general that Trump supporters don't have any respect for the FBI. The fanatical ones anyway, the ones that show up to these Trump rallies decked out in fucking dressed like Trump clowns. I mean, that's insane. It's fanatical. You know what I mean? Like, that's super fucking weird, man. I mean, the guy's he's a politician, for fuck's sake. And what are you doing by wearing a bunch of Trump shit around a bunch of other people who are wearing a bunch of Trump shit? You know, is it so Donald Trump will see you and go, "Hey," is that the entire purpose? Because it's just fangirling. And if you're so fucking all about Trump and you think that that Trump is such a victim in everything that's been happening, then why are you seeking the help from the agency that, according to people like you, have victimized Trump? Unjustly, by the way. I mean, it's hilarious to me.
I'm done.
Yikes. I think she's done, y'all. Or no, maybe not. No.
And I will be working that angle from here out. Because this is interstate. Local police aren't going to be able to help. I'm going to find somebody that's going to be able to help me. I'm tired of living like a hermit under a rock because of these animals out there.
And what I love also is that in her mind, she thinks that the FBI is going to jump to her aid and they're going to hack into the system of everything and then find out who Blank Screen is and then track their IP address and all this other shit and do all this Mission Impossible fucking investigating for what? For someone showing up to her chat and calling her out on things that are absolutely true. I mean, think about that. And how fucked up would that be? Because there'd be no result that she would be expecting. So imagine if she even got as far as to getting the FBI to actually put out a full-on investigation on Blank Screen, right? A full-on investigation. Like, they're going to come up with zilch. They might find out who Blank Screen is, but they're going to be like, well, they're not breaking the law. I don't know what you want us to do. Tell them to quit. Well, we can't. No more than we can tell you or take you to jail for showing up to somebody's job and getting them fired.
I don't deserve it.
You do.
I'm not going to deal with it. Thank God there's other creators out there taking these animals to court.
Okay. She's talking about JLR, okay, and I guess taking Unirock to court. I mean, I don't know if Unirock actually defamed JLR. I mean, I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if he lied about him, but I know there's a lot of people who believe he did. And let me express my opinion on that too, because now I don't know all the details. Okay, let me be very clear about this. I honestly don't know all the details, so forgive me if I get something wrong here. I don't know all the details, but if Unirock lied, and there's some credible people out there that are saying that Unirock lied about JLR. If he lied, well, then shame on him, because JLR does plenty without us having to lie about him. We don't need that kind of help. I you know what I mean? Like, if I'm somebody who's trying to expose someone and expose what their true credibility actually is to the public, it doesn't help me if you're making shit up about this person. Because if you lie about this person and you make shit up about this person, then what you're doing is you're victimizing and martyring this person. And that doesn't help. Because the problem with JLR, this is the trouble with JLR that really bothers me right now, is he has idiots in law enforcement who actually support him. Because, sorry, even though I do respect law enforcement, and there's a lot of law enforcement officers that I respect, and there's a lot of former law enforcement officers that I respect still to this day, there's some fucking idiots out there too that work for law enforcement, because I saw the proof when I saw a detective give JLR a fist bump because he recognized JLR and said, "Hey, you're JLR, right? I recognized your content. I like it. What's up, dude?" And what that does is that helps build his credibility. And it empowers him to continue victimizing people. And that's a problem. That's an issue. That's an issue that I have. So it doesn't help when you victimize this person and then strengthen members of law enforcement's opinion of him. Because what I want is for law enforcement to see what kind of a joke he is and to actually care about the cases that they're working, so that they understand that this guy is not helping the situation and he's interfering with the justice of a victim, with justice taking place for a victim. He's interfering with that by going and knocking on people's doors, asking people to be interviewed, getting people to talk. He's interfering with that because he's not a real journalist. He's just some asshole with a fucking phone and a media hat, and he doesn't even know what the fuck he's talking about or doing. And he's willing to lie and make things up and spin false narratives that victimize people. But it also makes things more difficult for law enforcement because, like what happened with the Summer Wells case, you get idiots who listen to him to end up making phony tips that aren't credible, and then wasting resources. And that's a problem. That is a serious issue. So when you lie about somebody like this, then you make them out to be a victim. And JLR loves to play victim. And then you strengthen that. So you're not helping me in any way, shape, or form. And you're damn sure not fucking helping any of these victims that deserve justice. Calamity Jade, thank you so much. We need Judge Wapner back, or Judge Judy, to settle people's YouTube court, which can air on YouTube, so real justice can continue uninterrupted. Exactly. Thank you, Calamity Jade.
Keep stalking me.
Nobody's stalking you, dude.
Just over it.
She's over it.
Over it.
She's over it. Still over it, guys.
Yesterday was like literally the first day that I have been out in my community in over a year.
And where's her office? Like what happened to her office with the 1991 fax machine and the creepy cardboard cutout of Gabby Petito? What happened to that? Did she? Okay. What now?
Shoot. Fucking shoot. 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 Fucking shoot. Shoot.
Jesus, Betty. Like, what is she doing? Oh my God. Like, what is... And then look at this asshole, truthful soul saying, yeah, that's too long. Good on you, Betty, for doing that. No. Because again, if you cared about victims, then you know that she wouldn't be she shouldn't be tying up FBI phone lines with her dumb bullshit.
Okay.
Okay. So she was crying. See,
now that we're back, but you know what? I'm done. I'm done. So we're going to move down. You guys want this. You guys got it. Okay. I don't deserve to be stalked. No other creator on YouTube deserves to be stalked. We have breaking news right now that has been derailed because I had to stop my freaking show to call the FBI because I'm tired of being stalked by this animal that is getting more and more aggressive.
Aggressive. Blank screen, you're aggressive.
Out to me literally every single day. Quit making contact with me.
My offer still stands, Betty. My offer still stands. Agree to a conversation with me on this channel. Okay? Agree to a conversation with me on this channel. Don't rage quit. Answer the questions. And if you show that much gumption, I'll stop reviewing you afterwards. Doesn't even matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what you pull. I'll stop. I can't speak for anybody else, but I'll stop. But here's the thing is I know she won't do it. She won't do it because she knows damn well that she's not going to be able to handle the questions that I'm going to ask her, simply because I'm going to face her with the truth. And the truth is too much for someone who is so busy lying to themselves all the time to handle. They cannot handle the real truth. People who spend as much time and energy deluding themselves as Betty does will never be able to handle the kind of questions that I would ask her. And I mean, so that in itself just proves my point. Prove me wrong.
Don't reach out to me. Do not talk to me. Do not email me. Do not brush up next to me. Do not photograph me. Do not follow me. Brush up next to me. Email me. Do not brush up next to me. Do not photograph me. Do not follow.
Okay. Nobody, first of all, is photographing that face. Just so you know, not deliberately anyway. Nobody's doing that. Nobody is photographing that face. Second of all, nobody is what are you talking about as far as brushing up against you? You realize you sound completely crazy, right? You sound completely insane.
Follow me.
Nobody's following you. I mean, on social media, sure. But
stay away from me.
Fuck you.
Now clip that, clip channels.
They did. They did.
2 years.
2 years
I'm
of
done.
you. 2 years of you being completely full of shit and spreading
Trust
misinformation
me,
and victimizing people.
their names, your little collective body. I told the FBI and gave them all of your links. All of them. Now we're going to get back to work. So we have breaking news right now coming in from Jennifer Coffendorfer related to the Idaho 4. The Idaho 4 is four University of Idaho college students that were murdered in their off-campus housing in the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022.
Oh my
We have
God, we
been
already know all
desperately
this.
waiting for the preliminary hearing to
You need
come
to
about.
shut the fuck up.
Thank you, Penn or Teller, whichever one you are. I don't even know. So, you know what's fucked up? I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I'm going to give full disclosure here. Okay? Full disclosure. I actually feel bad for her. Let me finish. I feel bad for her. I feel bad for her when I see that she got to a point to where she cried. But the thing about that is, what that tells me is that she feels completely justified in everything that she's doing. And that's the issue. Because I don't like to see people cry. I don't like to see people upset. I don't. It does not bring me pleasure to see Betty get upset and cry to the point to where she's like, ah! It does not bring me pleasure at all. But like I said, hold on. Hold on. No, but see, and I see some of you guys are trying to finish my thought for me, and I appreciate that, but I only feel bad for her to that extent. Okay? I only feel bad for her to that extent because at some point she needs to reach adulthood and take accountability and say, what am I doing to make every other channel? I'm talking about drama community to true crime community. Well, a lot of true crime people don't even bother, but you would be shocked, people. You would be shocked as to some of the bigger creators, and I'm not even talking about Annie, some of the bigger creators that have contacted me behind the scenes saying, good on you for calling out this person and calling out the other ones. The support that I have from larger creators who would rather be behind the scenes and be like, but they feel insulted by what she does. There has to be at some point where she needs to take accountability and really self-evaluate. And Betty, I'm talking to you directly. There has to be a point where you need to take some inventory and then ask yourself, because the proof is there. Not only is the proof with the content that I put out, the content that Toast puts out, the content that Blank Screen puts out, not only are we pointing out this proof with our content, but we're using your content to do it. All you have to do is look at your own content and then take an inventory and ask yourself if there's a reason why there are so many people that are infuriated with what you do. Because make no mistake, what you do, Betty, even though we'll make fun, but I can only speak for myself. I use humor to deal with my anger to some degree. What you do makes me mad. It makes me fucking mad. But I use humor because it helps keep what I'm doing entertaining enough to where people are paying attention and they see the irony in your bullshit. And they see what you're doing for what it is, which is bullshit. At some point, Betty, you have to take accountability for the fact that it can't be a coincidence. It's not God or the universe or the devil who is causing you to have these trials and tribulations on YouTube. Your actions are causing this. Because if you were a credible creator and you weren't doing things that victimized other people, and you weren't doing things that was just pure misinformation and pissing on the actual hard work that a lot of other true crime creators go into, if you weren't pissing on that hard work by you doing what you do, nobody would be talking about you. You don't see a bunch of, you don't see a campaign going against Gray Hughes or Grizzly True Crime or Emily D. Baker or, any of these credible true crime creators. You don't see these campaigns against them. You see them against you. And instead of you going, oh, well, what the fuck am I doing that's making all of these people so mad? You never do that. You just choose to play victim and go, oh, it's the world's against me. Everybody's ganging up on me. I'm sick of it. I'm going to fight back. No, man. You know how you fight back? Be a credible true crime creator. That's it. Because here's the thing. This is why I feel bad sometimes, is because I truly believe that she wants to be. She believes that she is a credible true crime creator. She believes what she's saying. She believes that she is fighting the good fight by going out there and blah, 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 blah. She thinks she's doing her part as an American by showing up to a Trump rally. But there's a little part of her that doesn't. There's a little part of her that doesn't. I know this because A, she will lie about what she does or doesn't do. She lies about it constantly. And B, she will tell her audience that the money that they're giving her is going to an advocacy for children or victims when she is going to just hang out with like-minded Trump supporters. There's no advocacy in that. Now, you could just tell your audience, because there's a bunch of Trump supporters. You could just tell your fucking audience, hey, I think Trump is the answer to all of these problems in the United States today. And I want to be out there and I want to do something. I want to be out there, and let me be a voice for you, other fellow Trump supporters. If you'd like to donate to me to go out there and support Trump, then please, by all means, do so. Why wouldn't you just do that? That's the essence of why people look at you like you're completely full of shit. That is what people are calling you out on. You don't seem to understand this. Nobody cares that you're going out to support Trump. We care that you're lying to people about it. That's all it is. You're lying. And what that tells us is that you don't even believe in the importance of whatever the fuck Trump is supposedly going to do for the country. You don't even believe it. Because if you did, you would fucking say it in your chat with conviction. You would use your channel. But you don't have the balls. That's the whole point. You don't have the moxie to sit there and go, you know what? Nobody's fucking got the balls to sit up here and say what direction they want their country to go and who their leader should be. But I'm the one who's going to do that at the risk of losing a bunch of liberal fucking supporters. I'm telling you that I believe in this Trump. I believe in this man. Because I bet you anything, there's a shit ton of people out there in her chat that support Trump too. And they would get behind her. But the fact that she's afraid to even admit that that's where their money is going tells me she doesn't even really believe in Trump. She's just going out there to fucking be accepted. She's just going out there because she's welcome. We already know that JLR is completely full of shit. Deets on the Streets did an hour-long documentary on JLR just being completely full of shit as a Trump supporter. We know JLR's full of shit. There's proof. He's admitting it. And yet he still goes out there and he's still fooling those people. And Betty's just one of those people that are fooled by JLR. It's fucking hilarious. She's trolled by the guy who never shouts her out. She's trolled by him. This dude never claims her. Yet she's always claiming him. This dude shows up to Trump rallies and he's completely full of shit. Just before that, before he started doing that, he was showing up to Democratic national conventions. I mean, none of these, all that tells me, and it tells your supporters, more importantly, that you don't really have any conviction or give a fuck about what you're saying and what you're doing. Going to Trump rallies for you is cosplay. I'm going to put on a fucking red, white, and blue hat that says Trump. Hang out with people who throw white power signs, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to throw them too because you're accepted. And you don't even use your channel to point that shit out. That's what I think is really funny. You have this huge platform, right? You've got this huge platform. You've built an audience, Betty. You've built an audience, and you aren't taking advantage of that to share what your beliefs are with conviction. Dude, I'm the guy. I've come up here a few times, and I've explained what my political beliefs are. And I'm the guy that's like, if you don't agree with them and that's too much for you to handle, you can disagree with them. That's fine. You're welcome in my chat. Liberals, conservatives, whatever, are welcome in my chat. But I believe, personally, I believe in a third-party candidate. Now, if that's something that offends you and bothers you so much, sorry. You know? If it's something that bothers you so much and you feel like you can't be a part of my chat to discuss something that's completely unrelated because you know this about me, you're not going to get anything out of this channel. And I hate to lose you, but I don't really hate to lose you, honestly, because I don't want people in my chat who can't separate these things. You know? I have my own personal religious beliefs. You know what I mean? But all people are welcome. All faiths are welcome in my chat. All political opinions are all welcome in my chat. All of them. And with confidence, I don't mind saying that I believe in a third-party candidate. Now, I don't feel the need to use my platform to say it, but I would if I was collecting money and begging for money from my chat to go to a third-party candidate's rallies. I wouldn't lie to my audience. I'd say, hey, I believe in a third-party candidate, and this third-party candidate is having a rally, and I'd really like to go. And if you believe in that and you would like me to come out there and represent you since you can't be there, then sure. I mean, I would never do that, but I'm saying it would be okay. You know, it would be better than lying anyway. You know what I mean? But to sit here and say, hey, give me money because it's going to this and going to that, and then just basically say fuck you, knowing that pictures are going to be taken of you somewhere where you never told your audience you were going, well, that makes you shitty. And that's, I was just trying to make a point. I hope you guys got my point. I'm not saying, I don't give a fuck what your political beliefs are. I swear to God, I don't care. I don't care. Trump supporters, Biden supporters, anybody's welcome in my chat. You're fine. That's what I love about America. See, I'm a true patriot because I believe you should be allowed to have your opinion and be able to speak it. And people have the freedom to either engage in that conversation with you or avoid it. But I you see what I'm saying? I'm not going to lie to my audience. I'm just not going to do that. You know? So those moments where my sense of empathy just becomes overwhelming and I see you cry, I feel bad. I do. And then I start to think. And every time I start to think, I come back to the same conclusions. Because if you took accountability for your actions and you were an honest person with not only your audience, but yourself, well, we wouldn't even be up here talking about you. We wouldn't even be up here talking about you. And then I come to the conclusion that you're only crying because you're doing the things that are hurting you and making you cry to yourself. Nobody's doing this to you. You're doing it to yourself. And what you're doing victimizes people. Everything that you're doing victimizes people to some degree in one way, shape, or form, whether it's victims of a crime or it's your own audience. And at this point, I don't, you know what I mean? Like at this point, I'm not even advocating for her audience. I don't give a fuck that her audience gives her money. At this point, I'm just like, dude, your audience, I mean, if they're stupid enough, how long do we have to expose your bullshit before people realize? Like, I mean, how much evidence has to be shown before people go, fuck, this person's a goddamn liar and completely dishonest? It's just, it's incredible, man. It's just mind-blowing. You know? So at this point, like these people that give you money, I don't, fuck them. You know? Fuck them. I don't give a shit that they're spending their money on you. I don't care, you know. And fucking, you know, knock yourself out at your Trump rallies. That's great. But don't cry about people calling you out like Blank Screen or anybody else or any of the clip channels. Don't cry about somebody calling you out when everything they're calling you out on is fucking valid. It's just silly. Oh, sorry, I got to do this shit to myself now because it's only fair. It's only fair. Okay. All right, I'm going to open phone lines now. And the number's on the screen. If you want to call in, you're welcome to call in. So, yeah, I'd love to hear anybody else's thoughts on this. I'm trying to apply this whole calling in thing as much as I can because I'm not opening my fucking panel, dude. I just refuse to be one of those channels, at least anymore. And not to say that there's any, I don't mean to imply that there's something wrong with the channels that do that. I'm just saying it's a headache for me. It's too much going on. You're on. Who am I speaking with? Okay, they hung up. I mean, you can do anonymous. It's fine. I don't need caller ID. I don't need to see your face. And if you can troll me, more power to you. Best of luck with that. What do you mean? You just call the number and I answer it. That's it. There's no special trick to it. You know how to use a phone? Just pick it up, call. You know? You can call for shits and gigs if you just want to call and say whatever the fuck you want. It's all good. I got a few minutes. I figure I'll take a couple calls. That's all. Yep. You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Chicken Squibs. I'm not going to say my real name.
Chicken Squibs. Hey, you win handle of the day. I love that name. I don't get it, but I love it.
It's actually
I don't want to get it.
It's the shape my cat made.
I'm just kidding. It's what now?
Oh, it's the shape my cat made.
The shape that your cat made? Oh, so your cat made chicken squibs
really
in the
tiny, like a squid, and she was like a chicken, and it morphed into my handle for video games.
Nice. Right on.
Yeah.
Okay, so for shits and giggles.
This is literally my first time watching your show.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I clicked on live because I've been watching Girl World and Betty and a lot of the mess for a while.
Yep. I'm
Just
not
kind of
hearing
lurking,
you. There we go. Okay, now I can hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so this is your first time watching my show, so
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, I think you have a really professionable setup. I'm really quite pleased.
Wow.
You do really well.
That's something nobody's ever referred to me as professional, but thank you. I'm gonna have to rethink this whole fucking thing. That's not what I was going for at all. But all right.
I would say like professional radio show host type thing.
Oh, okay. Right on. I mean, I'm just trying to,
I mean,
I'm just trying to get the giggles and you know, and you know, thought provoking and whatnot, you know. The idea is to entertain. I hope it's working out.
Yeah. I mean, my thing with Betty is I don't understand how a human being can sit up there and be who she is and not just implode on themselves.
I mean, she does though. She has. That's the interesting part. And she hasn't learned from it. Like, what does she have to do? Time, you know, to actually learn anything? But see, that's the thing is I think that what's going to end up happening is one of these days she's going to end up going to jail. One of these days she's going to end up in jail. And one of these days she's going to have to do time. And then what she's going to do is she's going to make excuses. And then she's going to blame the system and the world that it's their fault. And she is, you know, nobody understands what she's trying to do and blah, 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 blah. And she's not going to learn a fucking thing. And that's why I don't feel sorry for her.
Definitely endgame for her.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad, really. I mean, it would be interesting if she did like get a clue, but unfortunately, she does stupid things.
No,
and she breaks laws, and she runs around like a crazy person because she thinks she can.
Right. Well, no. Not only does she think she can, she thinks she should. Like, you know what I mean? It's like she's not. She has no sense of the room. You know, which is really interesting to me too. She has no sense of the room. She shows up to these town meetings, and you see everyone go like this. As soon as she's, you know, my name's Andrew Griffin, blah 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 blah, and then everyone just sits there and fuck, you know, every time, and she has no sense of the room.
Well, I'm going to get off. My cat's yelling at me.
Right. Okay. Well, thanks for calling. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right. Bye. You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, this is Anita.
Hi, Anita.
You can just call me Anita. I've been on your show for a while, but even though my name is long, nobody ever remembers it. It's really weird. But yeah, I have a question for you.
Okay.
So how does Betty have a gun? Doesn't she have like a man? I'm a big gun owner. And there are laws owning a gun, like you can't have a felony. Certain felonies.
You can't be convicted of. You can't be convicted of a felony. She's never been convicted of a felony that I know of.
Oh my! Really?
Yeah.
She's got to know someone.
I mean,
got to know someone.
Not necessarily. I mean, it happens a lot. Believe it or not. I mean, you know, in a state like Florida. You know, there's a lot of things like, I mean, it depends on what they're cracking down on, if they're trying to send a message, but you know, if something is going to cost more time and money than the court or the prosecution feels it's going to be worth, then they're not going to move forward with trying to get a conviction on the charges that she would have when it comes to domestic violence or a DUI or whatever. You know, I mean, it just happens. The charges are there. They happened, but she's trying to act like they didn't happen and that she was innocent and that she was framed or set up or whatever the fuck her excuses were. But they don't make sense.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, you read the officers' reports and they're like, okay, well, we saw her running around with no pants on and we caught her with cocaine and we caught her with ecstasy and
maybe
you know what I mean?
At the time she was, you know, because she's little, maybe she had normal looking hair. No offense against anybody that uses buckets of bleach at a very rapid pace. But I don't know. She's getting away with something because the other thing.
Well, another thought, real quick. Another likelihood that I imagine takes place is the people that she victimized never wanted to move forward and have to go to court and testify and do everything. Because a person like her who's incapable of taking accountability is probably going to plead not guilty and fight these charges. And then these people who she victimized are probably just like, you know what? It's not even worth it. I just want to move on. I just want to move on, you know, and without that, if you know, that might be the case that the prosecution might have had. And then they're just like, we're not going to move forward with with prosecuting her, you know?
Oh yeah. And I just remembered we can't use that word.
Can't use what word?
Call them like a pew pew or something now.
Pew pew?
Can't. Yeah, you can't say GUN, I guess, on YouTube.
You can say whatever the fuck you want on my channel.
Oh, sweet. Okay, cool. Yeah, 'cause the other thing is, as a gun owner, the stupidest thing is you want... Didn't she go on, like, Twitter? Was it Twitter? Then she showed her gun and said something about it?
I saw something. I didn't really look at that. Yeah, I saw a post. Hold on. Let me look. Somebody told me to check something out real quick. I mean, this has nothing to do with it. Just reminded me. Oh yeah, look, it's right here. I mean,
the thing is, you want to not tell people that you own a gun. My feeling is that she's probably never been to the range and probably has never. It's a piece of crap gun anyway.
Well, I disagree with that. You know? I mean, because if you truly are trying to protect yourself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're truly trying to protect yourself, you know, then it makes sense to say, hey, don't come in. It serves the same purpose. Letting people know that you have a gun serves the same purpose as having a sign on your front lawn that says this property protected by Smith & Wesson, or, you know, smile, you're on camera. The idea is to deter people from committing crimes and victimizing you and your property. So
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have a lot of little signs that say, because we have a lot of AEs, we have Ubertis, we have Smith & Wesson, we have Wasser, we have lots of well, we're old too, so we've had years to collect. I mean, probably 30 plus years. But it just seems strange that she put that on there. And then there was one time I kind of troll around and Betty and when Molly, that Molly chick, were allowed on together, they were mad at somebody and they were talking, put a bullet in their head or something like that. And I was like, oh my God, really? Really? You're not going to do that. It's all these threats. And now every time she's a threat, it's like related to that. And I'm always just thinking, aren't your hands good enough?
I mean, I've said it myself. I'm not going to fault anybody for that. You know, I've said it myself. Somebody shows up at my door looking for trouble. You know, like I live in Tennessee. You know what I mean? It's not the wise thing to do. So, you know, I don't think it's irresponsible to let that be known. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to shoot anybody, but I will. I don't own a gun unless I plan on it. You know what I mean?
Oh Oh yeah. Well, I'm in Illinois, and out here it's like people are always like, "Would you really want to take someone's life if they were breaking in and taking your things?" Well, yeah, you don't know why they're there.
Right.
You're not gonna stop and ask them and go, "Hey."
I mean, I'm not just one of those people that's like, I can't wait till I get to use this thing. No, the point is to protect oneself, period. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's it.
Your body.
I'm not looking for conflict. I don't want conflict. I don't want to have to fucking shoot anybody, and I don't want to get fucking shot. You know, but
yeah. I have the thinking too that, a lot of felons can have guns. And I know a guy, he's in a wheelchair. It was from a drunk driving accident. And this was so many years ago. Now he's a therapist and everything. And he still can't own one to protect his own body. And I really think laws like that need to change. He's in a wheelchair. He's 40-something years old. He's not going to use it on... He's not going to join a gang now or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think everybody has the right to protect their body.
Sure. And their property.
Yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, what's mine is mine, period.
Yeah.
And I'm a big believer in what's yours is yours. I don't want what's yours. I'm not entitled to what's yours. Just leave me and mine the fuck alone.
Right. It's not like all the stuff that I have, the contents of my house that I got for free. We work for these things.
Right.
And like my area, for whatever reason, is getting so bad. And it wasn't that way before. So we have been...
Well, you live in Illinois, right?
Diligent.
You said you live in Illinois?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Are you anywhere near Chicago?
Huh? I'm near Chicago, near enough.
Yeah, that's all you need to say. I'm not trying to figure out where you live, but if you're near enough to Chicago, yeah. I mean, don't even get me started on that. But yeah, put it this way. Last I heard in Chicago, you weren't even... the law enforcement wasn't even... they weren't even allowed to make arrests on fentanyl possession. It didn't matter the amount.
No.
You cannot arrest somebody for fentanyl possession. What?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's all these laws now about owning AKs and certain things to guns, and they're trying to, like, this kid, he killed somebody. I don't remember who the first person was. His bail was $500. He got out, and last month, that same night, I think it was all over the news, he went to a gas station, robbed it, and killed the owner of the gas station.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and he is a good attorney. He's probably going to get out again.
Yeah, let's just say that the greater Chicago area is not tough on crime currently, and have not been since COVID, at least. So,
yeah.
I feel bad that you're stuck in that situation, because that really fucking sucks. Because the mayor doesn't want law enforcement doing... I mean, actually, I should say since George Floyd, not since COVID, but since George Floyd. And I mean,
and that Brad guy and Kim, whatever her name is, keeps getting involved here. That Kim, I can't think of her last name, but she's a real piece of work.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember the mayor's name, but she's out now, isn't she?
Oh yeah, Lightfoot's almost
Lightfoot.
out. Yeah, they moved her out. Yeah. Yeah, she was so nasty because there was some press conference and she said, my D is bigger than yours. And I mean, come on, you're supposed to be representing us. Like, and you're going to say this just on national TV. Like, really? Really? You're going to do that? It was just, it's vile. That's what it is out here. It's really vile. When we moved to the area that we live in now, the first mayor was amazing. Our town was amazing. Now it's just gone. We're moving. We're moving out of here. We're going to like a constitutional carry state or something. Because it's just, my area was like middle upper. And half of my neighbors now have had their cars broken into.
See, that shit doesn't happen here. I mean, I'm not saying crime doesn't happen here, but they're tough on crime here in Tennessee, you know, and and one of the things is as far as gun laws go, you could just carry a gun. You don't even have to have a permit. You just carry a gun. You know, you have a right to carry a gun, period.
Here, about 6 months ago, I had a bunch of antiques stolen out of my car at night. And the cops came. I mean, we called soon after, and they took my information. I said, you guys aren't just going to do like some little drive around or something like that, or, you know, just put your cherries on for like a minute, or no. Oh, okay, bye-bye. And it's not their fault. They don't want to work here. I don't blame them. They have their pay cut. You know, they can't do anything to anybody.
Yeah.
You know, so why do it for a living?
Agreed.
My
And
husband was a firefighter for like 20 years, and even they're getting a lot of crap.
Sure. No, and I see Abby Normal is saying, you know, this country is tearing itself apart. This isn't the first time this country's been tearing itself apart. You know, I mean, my advice to anybody who is feeling so strongly about it, just, you know, just go vote. It's all you can do. Go vote. I mean, the pendulum is it's always going to swing one way or the other. It's never, you know, that's why I say vote. I do what you want. I vote third party simply because I'm sick of it being one way or the other, because it always ends up going back the other way. There's always one extreme, and then people are like, wait, no, we don't want that. And then it goes the other extreme. And then people go, wait, no, we don't want that. And then it goes the other extreme. Yeah. And then it's like,
it's cycles.
Right.
It's
right.
cycles.
So, you know, I mean, all I could tell you to do is, if you're sick of it, just be smart, vote smart. You know, that's all you can do. This country has always had its ups and downs. And you know, the world is a violent place. It's shitty. You know what I mean? The best thing that I could choose to do for myself is just make my environment as comfortable for me as I possibly can by making sure that people within my immediate environment are fine, you know?
Right.
As long as I'm contributing to my immediate environment in a positive way, that's all I can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You have to stay alert and aware, but live your life. Try to be as normal as you can. And, you know, the big thing for us was we have, you know, the Fox River through Illinois. And in the middle of the night, I was coming home, and they were dropping people off in the blue buses out here. And I'm like, oh, come on. So now we have people hiding down along the river. They don't belong here. They're ghosts. They didn't come through. You know, I don't care who comes to the country. Just come through the proper way. Don't be a ghost.
Well,
you know
right.
I mean,
you know, follow the laws and you know, yeah, I don't even, I honestly don't have a real opinion on immigration. I really don't. You know, I know I grew up in Miami, and, you know, my elders that I respect, you know, not my personal elders, but elders that I grew up around, you know, they're Cuban. They sought refuge from a communist regime and made capitalism work for them as best as they can. That doesn't mean that they're rich. It means that they said, you know what, if basically the harder I work, I get to keep my money. I get more money the harder I work. That was the attitude that they had, and it always worked for them. And every person that I know who has that attitude is successful.
Sure,
you know?
Absolutely.
So
it does get scary. When I have two friends that work Border Patrol, we have a lot of cop friends and things like that, just because my husband was a firefighter so long. And it's hell for them, because they're finding, excuse what I say, but they're finding deceased children that are brought over by coyotes. And, you know, that's the kind of thing that where it starts to get really scary. And then people come in that have been kicked out 3, 4, and it's, you know, it's not the people everybody thinks of. Oh, you know, the Mexicans and this and that. It's the Syrians. And now we have 500 people that are running around there on the most wanted list. And
Yeah,
then some countries,
you know,
they emptied out their prisons and said, just go to the U.S. So
if
everybody
you
was,
if
okay.
you if you want to come to this country and you are and you're willing to be a patriot for this country, which means embody the sense of what an American is supposed to be, not necessarily what it is. Because I realize people see hypocrisy in the way our government works and blah blah blah, but on paper, the design that this country is supposed to be is solid. What it's supposed to be is solid. I don't concern myself with, oh, it was written by slave owners and blah blah blah, so I don't, no, I mean, I look at the words, not who wrote them, the words themselves. Those words to me mean a lot. Bring us your poor, you're tired, you're hungry, and but that means, you have a right to work hard and succeed. If you work hard and do everything that you're supposed to do, you'll succeed to some degree. You'll be okay. Maybe you won't be rich, but you'll be okay. As long as you're willing to as long as you have a respectable work ethic, you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say is come here and respect the country. But,
sure.
When you got 50 men, all men, coming in the middle of the night from who knows
right,
where.
and they're not willing to respect the laws of the United States.
Men.
Exactly. If they're not willing to respect the laws of the United States, then
before COVID got really bad, I was at a thrift store kind of close to me, and I know the lady that works there very well. And I was walking in my car, and 9 men approached me covered in tattoos, and they couldn't speak English, and they had papers on them. I had no idea what they were saying. And she came out because she was like, oh, Anita doesn't normally talk to a bunch of, you know what I mean? And she said they're not speaking Spanish because she speaks Spanish, but she could kind of understand a little bit of what they're saying. And they had paperwork in their hand. And basically what it said, not in English, but it said, say these words to Americans because then they'll help you. They love you. And 2 of the guys had COVID. And what they were asking me was for a ride to the hospital. And I'm like, whoa, back up, And my friend said, just go. I'll talk to him and I'll deal with it. And you just go. Because I didn't know what anybody was saying to me. I was just like, what? You know what I mean? But it looked like they didn't belong here. They had tattoos and they didn't look right to me. You know what I mean? Like, how'd you get here? And this was way in the beginning.
Right.
Before we really knew what was going on. And they each had visas for $4,000. I don't know who gave them those, but it was kind of scary. I'm just standing there and it was 9 of them. They were just covered in tattoos. And I was trying to, like I'm an expert or something. I was trying to read the tattoos and see if it belonged to a gang or something. But I couldn't at all. But yeah, if you come here the right way and you respect it,
I agree.
We're going to respect you.
I agree. I'm going to take this next caller. Thank you for calling.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to call a lot now that I know you do this.
Right on. All right. Have a good one.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hi. I just wanted to call in. You were talking a lot about Biden. And
no, I wasn't. I mentioned his name once.
Oh, okay. Well, I just, it's good to hear your view on it, though, because I think people can either go on one side or the other, and there needs to be an equalness. Can you say anything about how you can be equal with Biden or Trump? Because I feel like us Republicans, we don't necessarily like Trump. But we need the prices to go down, dude.
Well, I mean, if you don't like Trump, but you're still a conservative, see, this is my issue. And I'm sorry that this turned political. I realize I'm going to lose some viewers here, and that's fine. But my issue is we somehow in the last 4 years, 4 years ago almost, the country voted on what they didn't want. Instead of picking a candidate that they actually liked, they just went with what they voted against instead of for something. And I think that's a recipe for disaster. And the way the country is right now is proof of that. To me, that's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. So what I'm saying is, if you don't like the way things are, if you don't want it to go one way or another, vote third party and take your chances. Pick a candidate that you like. Don't just vote for somebody who's not the other guy for that reason, because that is, like I said, you're going to get something that's going to be weak with a weak foundation. This country was good when people actually had a candidate. This country was great when people had a candidate that they actually truly believed in. And this is the problem, because people, like, the advantage that Trump has is people believe in Trump. His supporters believe in him for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do kind of, because I feel like right now it's so bad for us, especially food-wise, expenses, things like that.
I mean, inflation's always happened. It's going to happen. The fact that it's happening to the degree that it's happening right now is terribly inconvenient. I agree. It really sucks. But if you truly, this country needs to get back to where we, vote for someone to represent us who we actually believe in. Until that happens, we can't sit around and complain about how shitty the country is. That's on us. That's our fault. This is a country of the people, by the people, for the people. And until we take accountability and take responsibility for that position in this country, for our position in this country, until we start to do that, we're just going to end up disappointed and in a place where we're just going to whine and bitch about the state of the country.
I just hope we can get somewhere where things are affordable again. Anyway, I do have two more questions, not politics.
Sure.
One, so congrats that you have gone so long without drinking. That's awesome. I've tried.
That's not 100% true. I drank twice since New Year's. Twice.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's been like, and both times was like, ugh. But
I mean, like, I love my wine, and I really have to come down on that. But anyway, and then second question, Brian Kohlberger, what do you think about that other roommate stuff being sealed?
About the other roommate, what?
Her talking about the case like there might be someone else.
I mean, that's the thing is, and I hate to, I hate to sit here and be like, I told you so. But when Brian Kohlberger was first arrested, I went over the arrest affidavit and I looked over the evidence that they apparently had as far as the probable cause that they had to arrest Brian Kohlberger. And I was very clear when I said, that's not very strong,
Yeah.
like it's not,
I agree.
I mean, so if that's all they have, a good defense attorney is going to poke holes all through that shit.
Yeah.
So when one of the things that was said, again, I hate to brag, but I did say this, that this person that Dylan Mortensen could have possibly seen wearing a neck gaiter or whatever, there's people in and out of that house constantly. It's a party house. That right there is enough for a defense attorney to go, did you see his face? No.
I mean, not we've all, but I mean, most of us, I think, in college have been to a party house. I mean,
right.
In college.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not, do I think Brian Kohlberger's guilty? Yes, I do. But do I think that he has a good chance of being acquitted? Yeah, I do.
I mean, there's so many funny TikToks going on about it right now, where they're like, but the car doesn't match that car, the year, the model, and like all this stuff going on. I'm like, I'm starting to doubt maybe Brian was involved. And how
you see what I'm saying? That right there, it hasn't even gone to court yet. It hasn't even gone to trial yet. And think of yourself as a juror, because make no mistake, a jury is made up of people just like you, just like me, just like anybody else. And now that you're doubting it, imagine what a jury's going to do.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So that's why I
Yeah,
say
but-
there's a very good chance that Brian Kohberger will walk. You know? So, I'm not saying I hope he does. That's not what I'm saying at all. I personally think he's guilty. What I'm saying is they may not have enough evidence to convict him. And if they don't have enough evidence to convict him, he's going to walk. And I don't want to hear anybody crying about it.
his teachers called him a genius, but yet you take your own car to the damn scene. I don't get it. Like, you take your own stuff to the scene.
I mean,
When the
criminals
teachers
slip up all the
are
time. That's how they get caught. Trust me, like a criminal gets caught through good investigative work for sure, right?
Yeah.
But they get caught mainly because they slipped. All an investigator does is find the slip up. But make no mistake that they get caught because they slipped, you know? And the ones who get away with it, it's because they didn't slip, you know? So, I mean,
weird. And then the Barry Morphew thing, Barry Morphew just released a statement, and like, I don't believe he did anything. Everything's so confusing. I don't know.
right. No, again, that's another case that I was just like, y'all don't bust your nut just yet. Calm down, because because we don't know what kind of evidence they have, and we don't know how good his defense is going to be. And I noticed something when the DA announced the arrest of Barry Morphew. She didn't sound confident. She was very defensive towards the press when they were asking her questions. That showed me that she was not very confident, and that made me nervous. And then I was like, oh, this isn't going to be good. And then sure enough, what happens? There's all these things that his defense is going to poke holes through. You know, I mean, a fingerprint on a mirror, you know, that, I mean,
I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. And I know because, you know, Colorado, thousands of people go missing every day.
right.
And especially in bike rides, especially hiking. And no one knows where they go. There's actually like a documentary on National Park. And they don't know where everyone goes. So I don't know. You know, I just don't believe he's a murderer. You know, I just don't.
Yeah.
I think his daughters would have like stood up and said, yeah, no, he murdered mom. Because as a daughter, you know.
I don't know about that. You know, I don't know if at first I was like, I don't see any reason to think that that Barry Morphew is guilty at first. And then I was like, ooh, and then he voted. He got arrested for voter fraud because he voted under Suzanne's name. But that also sounds like whatever fucking political fanatic would do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that doesn't make him guilty of murder either. So, I mean, the lack of evidence, I mean,
well, and Democrats, I should say, do that too. Nobody hate me.
And she had and she had a lover. There's motive. There's definitely motive. She was having an affair. Everybody forgot about that?
I did.
Yeah, she was having an affair. So, you know what I mean? There's motive.
Cancer, and she was going through all that chemo. And I mean, that'll make you kind of different in the way of like, if I was going to go for a bicycle ride and I was weak and I
mean, that whole situation shady as fuck. You know, like her bike is just there in the ravine and she's nowhere to be found. That makes no sense. You know what I mean?
There's lots of cases like that.
Yeah, well, sure. No, and here's the thing is I'm agreeing with you. That's not enough to convict a guy of murder. I'm saying my personal opinion is I think he did it. That's my personal opinion. But I don't. But if he's found not guilty, I'm not going to sit here and be like, justice wasn't served, because
he's already been found not guilty. Kind of. I mean, they dismissed the case.
Right. That's no, and I'll accept that. I'll accept that. If he's found not guilty, if they dismiss the case, it is what it is. That you don't get to cherry pick when the justice system is great and when it's not. You know what I mean?
But my thing is on it, I think someone hit her on the road going too fast, because all these pickups are always going so fucking fast on the side roads and on the dirt roads. They're always doing that shit, and it pisses me off. Like,
no, it's quite possible. I mean, yeah, all that stuff is possible. That's what's going to create enough doubt in a jury. And remember, all it takes is to create doubt in one juror. One juror to go, man, I can't sit here and beyond a reasonable doubt say that guy is guilty. That's all it takes is one juror just like you to be in that jury for him to walk. So, I mean,
I think Brian needs to make a statement too. Brian Koberger needs to make a statement. Period.
Brian Koberger needs to make a statement.
Yeah.
Why?
I think you should talk to the news.
For what?
Kind of like Casey Anthony did, kind of like the other ones did.
Yeah, but Casey Anthony was guilty. It just made her look more guilty. Like,
I know.
Like, I mean, I think we're all in agreement that Casey Anthony got away with murder. Let's just fucking face it. You know, O.J. Simpson got away with murder. You know, these things happen.
I would just like to hear from his words what he thinks. That way, the court of public opinion can be like, oh, okay, he's a lying piece of shit. Kind of like when fucking Chris got up and said, if they're safe, I need them back. And we all knew he was guilty immediately. Right.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the OJ thing, I've talked about the OJ thing before. The OJ thing, like, Johnny Cochran was blessed by the lawyer law gods. The defense attorney gods. This guy was just rained down upon with blessings from the defense attorney gods, because, dude, he, like, the arresting officer, the lead detective on the case, deliberately was recorded. He was knowingly recorded saying the most racist shit and admitting to planting evidence based on being racist. I mean, and it was just during a time when LA was, the fires were being put out from the riots over the Rodney King thing. You know what I mean? So like right now, right then, I mean, the timing, everything just worked out for Johnny Cochran, you know, and a lawyer like him. It all worked out for him, which in turn worked out for O.J. Simpson. Plain and simple. Like, you knew he was guilty. It was one of those things where it's like, oh, come on. You know, like, this guy beat Nicole Brown Simpson on a regular basis. He was possessive. He was your textbook family annihilator. You know what I mean?
I was like in 4th grade, and I remember my mom,
even though he only killed her and him, but, you know, he was your textbook scorned lover, I should say.
Yeah, walking around in a circle and saying, this is what OJ's going to get in his life for killing his wife. I'm like, wow. I'm like, that's small. Prison though. And then he got off.
Yeah, you've got to understand, all it takes is a good defense attorney, a decent defense. It's all it takes is a good enough defense attorney, because all they have to do is create doubt in a jury. The whole point is you can only prosecute beyond a reasonable doubt. A jury can only convict.
Yeah, but there's still a 99.9% prosecution thing where they always win.
Okay, fair enough.
So
But there's that
that's freaking
0.1%.
wow,
That's all it takes is that 0.1% of doubt. That's it. That's all it takes.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, but it's the law, man. It's the justice system. Again, we can't cherry pick when the law is perfect or when it's not. You know what I mean? Like, because when you know someone's guilty and then you know what I mean, it's like, think about that. Like there's the difference between a dilemma in the law and the way things are executed in the law, and then there's a dilemma in the way that things are done morally, right?
Right.
It's like,
exactly. That's a huge difference. It's moral or law, and it's sad because you have these morals, and then the law kind of overtakes that.
not all the
Yeah,
time.
and,
That's what I'm saying. Is
I was
you got to
gonna
let
ask
the
you,
law
did you
work.
cover the Cash Vernon case?
I am not that familiar with the Cash Gernon case. I did not cover it. I know a little bit of it, but not enough to feel comfortable talking about it.
Sick, and it's not getting any attention, and it's the sickest thing I've ever seen in my entire freaking life.
No, and Cash Gernon's family, they're very active in this chat and in other chats in this community too. I've just never actually taken on the case and looked deeply into it.
If you could, I mean, when I saw the video, I broke down and cried so hard. It was like the worst day of my life. I swear to God. Like when I saw that video, that baby being taken from the crib.
Right.
And I called my whole family, like, guys, like, this is bullshit. And I just cried and cried and cried. And I just remember thinking I would have taken those babies if his dad didn't want to, you know, have them, or the mom or anything. Like, and just, it was so sad to me. Like, I just remember feeling so depleted when I saw that.
Sure. No, man, and
camera
these cases can drain you. Like me personally, like I have issues with taking on 100 cases, you know, or even 2 or 3 at the same time. You know, like there's cases I'm following more or less, but when I cover them, sometimes I feel overwhelmed, you know, because it's a lot, you know, and it's.
Well, this has been like over a year now, and nobody talks about it. I think it needs to be freaking talked about. It needs to be discussed. I mean, this man needs to burn in hell for this boy. It needs to burn in hell for taking this baby from a crib, taking a twin, raping him, murdering him, killing him. I mean, like, someone has got to speak about it, and nobody's talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just, and I'm sorry that you know, you're so disappointed and feel so strongly about it. I just have not, I never did a deep dive into that case, and until I get more of it, because I don't like to spread misinformation. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to sit up here and talk about something that I don't know enough about to talk about.
Maybe look at us, you know?
Right.
I mean, it's a hard thing to look. Nothing's gory about it. I mean, not what we see on camera.
Right.
But it's just someone stealing a baby out of a crib. And that, I think, is all of us moms' worst nightmares. And
sure,
to have it just be like, just swept under the rug, like nothing happened, is what bothers me the most. And I think it is because of the woke culture doesn't want to talk about it, because it was an African American male taking a white baby.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Again, I and it's not fear of cancel culture to me. I don't care what color, creed, race, gender someone is. Right. If there's evidence to indicate that they're guilty of a crime, then I'm going to call it out. But if there's a lack of evidence, I'm also going to defend them to a certain degree. You know, You know what I mean?
My mom is black. I can say black all day long. My mom is black, and she taught me it was okay. So I don't care.
Okay.
She might not be my biological mom, but she's my mom.
Okay. Yeah. I
I
mean,
can say
but
that all day long.
well, right. You know, that doesn't become an issue until we make it an issue. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know. Again, I can't, I don't have an opinion on that because I don't have enough information.
Well, look at the video and just see if you get upset enough to talk about it. That's all.
Will do.
All right. Well, have a good night.
You too. Thanks for calling in.
All right. Bye.
Okay. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you for calling in. The 3 callers that I had, I really appreciate it. And I had a nice time with you guys, as I always do. You guys are amazing, and I really appreciate you guys. Yeah, we'll you know how it goes. Next time something comes through, we'll discuss it. But yeah, Betty, look into yourself. Okay, look into yourself. Learn the inconsistencies that you have that people are calling you out on. And I promise, because it's not an astrological thing, you know, it's not Mercury being in retrograde why people are talking about you. It's not the devil possessing anybody. It's not God punishing you. It's not the universe is against you and you're just being picked on. No, people are all pointing out the same things about you. That means you have an issue. And you're showing that you have no remorse for these things that you do. You just don't seem to care. So, I mean, if you're going to be that self-delusional, if you're going to be if you're going to be that oblivious to yourself, well, then just become oblivious. The best thing I could tell you is become oblivious to those who talk about you. Just become oblivious to them. You know what I mean? That's all I can tell you, because as long as you continue to do what you do, you're going to get called out. Period. It's just that simple, you know? And the FBI is not going to do shit about it, because the FBI is going to realize that there's no laws being broken. And they're probably going to tell you, hey, maybe, you know, whatever you're doing, quit pissing people off. You know? Because if they're not breaking the law, nobody's, you know, nobody hates you because your hairdo. No, you know what I mean? Nobody's nobody's picking on you because of your hairdo. It's just your hairdo is just one of those things that make it easier to pick on you. The reason why people pick on you is because you victimize other people under the guise of advocating for people. People don't like that. Good, decent people don't like that. And true crime creators, credible ones, decent ones, don't like creators like you making all true crime creators look bad. Because every time you show up to a location of a crime, not necessarily the crime scene, but the location where a crime has taken place, the city, every time you show up to one of those places, you are calling yourself a true crime creator on YouTube. And when people see you being that true crime creator on YouTube, well, then you represent true crime creators on YouTube, don't you? People look at you and go, fucking idiot. True crime creators, fuck. You know, they're not going to go, they're not naturally going to go, well, you know, well, that's just one true crime creator on YouTube, unless they follow true crime. But if there are people who just follow the news and just the news, well, guess what? If you're out there calling yourself a representative of true crime creators on YouTube, then people are going to take you as such, and then you're gonna make all the true crime creators look bad because your ethics are shit. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. I love you guys very much. I had a great time with you as always, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.